The weight of sorrow bent my spine. The weight of sorrow bent my spine, a burden heavy, dark, malign. Each step I take, a whispered sigh, beneath the weeping clouded sky. The night stretched long, devoid of rest, a hollow ache within my chest. Shadows dance upon the wall, echoes of a time once tall. I bore the storms, I faced the rain, yet all I found was endless pain. The world once bright, now stained and cold, memories turn to dust and mold. I walk alone where rivers weep, through valleys where lost souls creep. The trees, like mourners, bow their heads, where silence speaks of love long dead. The stars above, so faint, so weak, no light remains for them to speak. The moon hides pale behind the veil of sorrow's mist, so dim, so frail. Each breath I take, a weight anew, a chain of grief, a fate undue. Hope once stood, but now is gone, like footprints washed beneath the dawn. My spine, once straight, now bends and breaks, beneath the toll my spirit takes. Yet deep within the pain, the strife, still flickers embers left of life. For though the night is long and vast, no shadow in this world can last. And even bent, I shall not fall, for strength still whispers through it all. So I shall rise, though burdened deep, a wounded soul, yet still I keep. A dream, a light, a breath, a sign, that though I'm bent, this spine is mine. The weight of sorrow bent my spine, like ancient oaks in fierce decline. Each step I took, the earth would groan, beneath my grief, my flesh, my bone. The winds once warm, now howled so cold, through hollow ribs, through fingers old. My shoulders bore the years untold, a burden cruel, a sorrow bold. The days stretched out in endless gray, with memories that would not fade away, each one a thread, a tether tight, binding me to lost delight. I wandered paths where flowers grew, yet saw them not, though bright they blew. Their colors dulled, their fragrance weak, for joy was gone, and I too bleak. The river sang, the waves still called, but to my ears their voices stalled. For deep within, my soul had drowned, in echoes lost, in silence found. The skies above, once vast and free, now seemed too far, too high for me. Their stars, like distant lanterns hung, sang songs of hope, yet went unsung. The weight of sorrow bent me low, yet in its shadow I did grow. For even bowed, my heart still beat, a rhythm strong, though incomplete. And in that weight I found my name, a whispered spark, a fleeting flame. For though my spine was bent with woe, my soul still burned, it still could glow. Through shattered dawns, through weeping nights, through endless falls, through failing fights, I bore the weight, I bore the pain, yet still I stood, though not the same. So if you ask, did sorrow win? I'll smile, though weak, and say, not in the end. For though it bent, it did not break, and from its shadow light will wake. My soul was worn, my steps unsure. Soul was worn, my steps unsure. My soul was worn, my steps unsure. A weary heart, a path obscure. The winds of time, they pulled me back, through memories old, through nights so black. I walked where shadows touched the ground, where silent echoes held no sound. Each step I took, the earth would groan, as if it knew I walked alone. The weight of years upon my chest, a heavy sigh, a lost request. The stars above, so faint, so weak, yet still they whispered, still they speak. I traced the roads of dreams once bright, now buried deep beneath the night. Their voices whispered, low and torn, of all I'd lost, of all I'd mourned. The trees stood tall but seemed so frail, their golden leaves turned dry and pale, like fleeting hopes that slip away, like promises lost in the fray. The river wept, its waters gray, a mirror to my soul's decay. I knelt beside its trembling tide, and let my sorrow drift inside. The wind would howl, the thunder cried, the storm grew fierce, yet still I tried. With shaking hands I held on tight to something lost, yet burning bright. I searched for light in darkened lands, through endless dunes, Through sinking sands, my feet grew weak, my body sore, yet still I walked forevermore. Through ruined halls where laughter died, through silent fields where love once cried, the echoes rang like shattered glass, a ghostly tune of moments past. I saw the sun, though far, though dim, a flickering light upon the rim, and though my steps were filled with doubt, I took one more and reached straight out. For even worn, the soul still beats, and even lost, the heart still seeks. Though steps may falter, weak, unsure, the path remains, the light endures, so I will walk, though torn, though worn, and find my way beyond the storm. For even night must bow to day, and even sorrow fades away. My soul was worn, my steps unsure, a traveler lost, a heart impure. The roads ahead, a misty maze, through hollow nights and weary days. The weight of time upon my back, each dream once bright, now fading black. The echoes of the past still call, through broken halls, through crumbling walls. The stars above, that used to guide, now dimmed and lost in endless tide. The moonlight cold upon my skin, a ghostly touch where hope had been. I wandered through the quiet lands, with empty heart and trembling hands. The whispers in the wind would say, hold on, don't drift away. But oh, the years had left me frail, a ship with tattered, weary sails. Each step I took was filled with doubt. Would dawn still come? Could light break out? Through forests deep, through valleys wide, through rivers where lost shadows hide. Each path I chose, each road I crossed, led me to truths both bright and lost. I saw the graves of dreams once grand, buried beneath the shifting sand. I knelt beside them, touched the stone, and wept for all I'd once had known. The seasons changed, the world moved fast, yet still I walked, though bound by past. The sun would rise, then slip away, a fleeting glimpse, then cold decay. Yet in the darkest, quiet hour, when sorrow seemed to grip with power, I heard a voice, so soft, so kind, it whispered deep inside my mind. You walk with pain, yet still you stand. You bear the storm, yet raise your hand. The road is long, the night is cold, but you, dear soul, are brave and bold. And so I walked, though weak, though worn, through dusk and night to find the morn. My steps unsure, yet still I go, for even lost, the heart may grow. For even worn, the soul may shine, and claim the light that once was mine.